Mm-hmm. Now, on to the NFL.
NFL. It's been great for George. I mean, we've been, obviously this draft is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be something we'll do a separate show on. But, obviously all the transactions that happened.
Yeah.
Jared Allen ended up saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go to the Bears.
That's overpaid, dude. 4 years, $32 million for a situational pass rusher, man. Mm-hmm. And he's situational. He's not an every down player anymore.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cheese to come up off of. I hope that thing's backloaded. Oh, and I hope he got a fat signing bonus. I hope he got something.
Something. It's got to be all on the, what is it, 5 years you said?
4 years, $32 million.
So the third and fourth year, it's got to be kind of like what the Redskins
did. That's $8 million
with
a year.
The Redskins did that with the dude they brought in, and they loaded it up on the back.
Because you back ended because you know you're going to cut him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what you do in the NFL.
Yeah.
Sadly, I mean, that's just the way it works.
Let's talk about your Philadelphia Eagles, because the big news is,
that they re-signed the racists and they cut DeSean Jackson.
They cut DeSean Jackson.
When we started this, Kevin said, let's not do this, let's do that. And it's just all on me. So Kevin doesn't have anything to do with this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Cooper had one incident where he used the N-word inappropriately in a threatening manner.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what other ties Riley Cooper has to anything else going on.
Yeah.
Have you heard his name associated with anything else?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, this is just facts. This is just what's been said.
Mm-hmm.
DeSean Jackson has ties to alleged gang members who allegedly shot a 14-year-old for flashing gang signs. That's what came out in this article.
Yeah.
He has ties to owning a building where somebody was murdered in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010 and in 2012, LA detectives have called Jeffrey Lurie trying to reach DeSean Jackson, questioning. Mm-hmm. So, with all of that, and then you look at Aaron Hernandez, and then you look at a player who held the team hostage, I understand what the Eagles did, what they did.
Right.
Me, I would have held on to him for a little bit longer.
And George probably would have held on to him
until one of these things really came up. Right. That's me, because I want to win. The difference he makes on the field,
right.
It's worth all that to me.
And the bottom line is with Aaron Hernandez, you had all this concrete evidence with, somebody,
allegedly, maybe. I don't know. That's all you hear about it. And you know what? Right now, I'm of the belief.
I think
until I see it.
I think the biggest thing at the end of the day, what hurt DeSean Jackson was his attitude, probably. And you know what? But the bottom line is this. You had a guy that DeSean Jackson's always been a baller. He's still a baller. And he had, in fucking Chip Kelly's offense, his best year last year.
Now, if he goes to another team, can he duplicate that in a different system? That's my question. Because I'm going to tell you what. If he goes to Detroit...
What?
What are you going to do? He's going to line up in the slot next to Calvin Johnson. What are you going to do?
I mean, you're going to have a heart attack.
Exactly. The cornerback is literally going to shit his pants.
If he went to
Detroit,
Denver, I mean, if he goes to Detroit and Denver doesn't give a fuck right now. They're like, well,
okay,
we'll buy it. I mean, if DeSean Jackson ends up,
he can smoke weed all day. I'm not saying that you do.
But he can do it in Denver.
But that's one of the states where
it's legal. We're just saying, DeSean, you might want to try to go to Denver.
But
you know what I'm saying?
With that said, they're thinking the Jets or the Chiefs.
Yeah.
His ties with
Mike Vick.
Andy Reid in Kansas City are real thick. Like unfortunately, when DeSean Jackson's father passed, Andy Reid stepped in and helped and did everything he could. And I want what's best for DeSean. I hope everything from here goes positive. I liked what you were able to do on the field. I have always tried to separate what happens on the field and what happens off the field.
But this is the thing too. Like it's like, when you have everybody grow up with people you have. I have loads of fucked up knucklehead friends or whatever, but that you grow up with them. They're your friends and stuff like this. But that doesn't mean that you're fucking in the middle of shit with them. You know what I mean? I mean, I think everybody, even people watching this video, you can sit back and go, yeah, I know some people that
do some questionable things.
Questionable things. I think everybody has ties like that and stuff. And if George, if you're sitting there and you fucking just got out of prison, whatever, and I'm hanging out with you and we're fucking doing stuff like this, does that mean that I'm fucking you and I go say, hey man, let's hit this bank tomorrow
Unfortunately, in today's society, if I'm a bank robber, convicted, now I'm out, and you and I take a picture together and it goes up on Instagram, you are automatically a bank robber.
Right.
And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. And you gotta sometime at some point, if you're an athlete, a professional athlete, knowing that that's the way it's going, you gotta create a little separation. Kind of like he does when people are checking him. Create the separation. He's good at creating separation.
Oh, yes.
Because if I'm DeSean and you're the corner, I'm here. I created the separation, got a touchdown. So he just might want to do this shit in regular life, so he might be okay. But
so it'll be interesting to see where the
Carolina is also.
That ain't gonna work.
Well, I don't know if Riviera, but they obviously let go of Steve Smith. They need somebody bad. What other good fits?
Well, I'd tell you, I'd hate to see him go to the Seahawks.
I'm gonna tell you who could go with.
I hate to see him go to the 49ers.
No, he could never go there now. But
Where?
God, that would have been the Patriots. But they had their whole thing with that. That'd be the last place.
Yeah, probably be the last place.
Yeah, but
unless they do some investigative work, like I said, alleged maybes, what ifs, we really don't know. And Deshaun's went like this. Now the Eagles have played it smart. They didn't say that's the reason we released you because it's expected Deshaun to be suing this guy who created this article.
Right.
He's like, you labeling me as a gang member. He's like, I'm suing you for libel. He's like, I'm not a gang member.
Yeah, if he's labeling him, he should sue his ass.
Right, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because if you're truly not and you have no ties, and even if you are and you want to prove that you have no ties, this is the way to go about it. Go after him legally and sue the pants off of him. Because unless this guy's got really concrete evidence, and just because you flash a hand symbol or a hand signal that signifies something doesn't mean that's what you do.
Oh my God! I mean, and yeah, everybody. It was a while back where the cheerleaders flashed the one thing at the college. They flashed something, and it was like an inappropriate sign. Yeah, is that what it was?
The shocker.
The shocker, whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
Two in the pink, one in the stink.
I don't think that was what it was.
That's what it is. It's the shocker.
The shocker.
Yeah, two in the pink, one in the stink.
Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. So
you're gonna act like you're surprised by that? Yeah.
But anyway,
Frank the Fister.
Frank the Fister. Anyway, so we don't know where DeSean Jackson will end up.
I'd put it this way: I hope it's in the AFC.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him in the NFC.
Yeah. And suppose he ends up like in Dallas.
I don't think Jerry Jones is going to take that on after dealing with Adam Pac-Man Jones. But then again, he's just batshit crazy enough to try to take that on.
Yeah.
So what I'm more worried about now is that the Eagles have let go one of the, in my opinion, top 5 premier deep threats weapons in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You've let him go. You have a first round. You have 6 picks, I think, out of 7. Mm-hmm. Are you going to then package 2 and try to move up? Because they're talking about getting Sammy Watkins. If you're going to try to get Sammy Watkins, that's inside of 10. Mm-hmm. To move from where you're at to get inside of 10.
Who's going to get Jadeveon Clowney? I'm going to tell you what. I wish the Redskins had a pick because that would have been the perfect person for them. But they gave up a lot of picks. That's right.
Are we going to talk about the Redskins now, can we?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to go into. I mean, that's why I did that, because the whole thing is the Redskins. We're not even talking about the football team. We're talking about fucking Daniel Snyder. Change the name already.
Yeah, dude, I mean, just come on.
I'm a huge
Colbert
Redskins
just
fan.
clowned you.
Stephen Colbert on his show, if you guys didn't get to see the video, clowned you. And everybody's clowning Daniel Snyder at this point in time. And I'm a diehard Redskins fan, but I'm going to tell you what, I've always been the kind of person that if it offends anybody, I don't care if it offends one person, and it's a slur or been used as a slur.
Use it twice.
Yeah. and with authority.
If it offends one, but see, I'm completely opposite of him because he's nice. If it offends one of you, shut up. Get over it. Stop being a sensitive bitch.
Right.
Now, if it offends a whole group of people,
you might want to change
then
that.
We need to discuss something. Like the Colbert thing. He has a character called Ching Chong Ding Dong. I could honestly understand why that's offensive.
Right.
And if people find it offensive, you have every right to find it offensive.
Right.
And if there's more than one of you, which I'm sure there is, who find that offensive, by God, let people know. And you know what he said? I'll take him off my show. I'll never do him again.
Yep.
And that's proving the point.
He's proving the point.
There's more than one Native American who finds the Redskin name offensive. I don't care how many jackets you buy them, how many backhoes you buy them.
Yeah, and Daniel Snyder's basically trying to buy himself out of it. Like, I mean, to me, that's fucking despicable. I know I sound like Daffy Duck, but it's fucking despicable. Despicable. It's like, okay, if you're trying to buy your way out of it, it's fucked up. Yeah. Just fucking change the name already. You're a businessman. I mean, a smug businessman, but fucking, you know what? Do you know how many people are going to want to put Washington Warriors or whatever? That shit is going to blow up. And then you got all your old fucking paraphernalia that's fucking becomes just like worth just big dough, And besides that, you don't have Daniel Snyder does not have a legacy with the Washington Redskins. You do not have a legacy with the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, you do. No. You have a legacy of losing and overpaying.
It's
not a positive legacy.
Yeah. If you can start as the Washington Warriors or whatever you're going to name the team, and they can start winning, the Wombats, who gives a shit? The Washington Wombats, who gives a fuck? And they start winning, you got a new franchise quarterback. When they get that first Super Bowl, you're going to be the fucking owner that changed the name of the franchise.
Whoa, slow down.
If and when, that's the best way to do it. Okay, with the big slash, when. they win the Super Bowl. Or
See, if he was a real Redskins fan, he'd just say win.
Yeah, but
not even an if.
That's if you're a real Redskins fan, you got this motherfucker standing next to you. Because I mean, how many Super Bowls have you guys won? You knew you walked right into it, right? You knew you walked right. Here comes.